Episode 165. Today we recap what's happening down on the farm and talk with Greensboro Grasshoppers pitcher, Brandan Bidois. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Down on the Farm. Adam, we've got a lot to talk about down with the affiliates this week, but what do you got for us first?
Yeah, exciting episode today. Got a great interview, but before we get into all that, shout out to our partners over at Rhythm. Let's be honest, betting on baseball, nearly impossible, man. There's too many numbers. You know me, Scott. I hate numbers. Too much for my small little brain, but with Rhythm, I don't need to worry about that anymore. You get data-backed betting model in just minutes. No coding, no spreadsheets, just a clean, easy-to-use interface that shows you what you need to make educated bets. And something new, Scott. Power trends are officially available on Rhythm. A power trend, okay, listen up, is an AI-detected pattern where the model has shown a high win rate and an ROI under a specific set of repeatable conditions. When those conditions appear, Rhythm will highlight it with a lightning bolt. So go to your Rhythm app, use Just Baseball 50 to get half off the year, and then look for those lightning bolts for the best return on your investment. Again, download Rhythm, use the code Just Baseball 50 for 50% off your entire year, and bet smarter with Rhythm. A lot of minor league baseball talk. Got a great interview. What's going on down on the farm, Scotty?
We've got a lot of headlines to cover this week. First, we covered it on one of our other episodes. Isaac Madsen was optioned to AAA at the beginning of the week, and Braxton Ashcraft, top prospect, was recalled. His slider has been filthy, which has allowed his fastball to play up in shorter stints, and he's playing in that bulk relief role. I'm excited to see more Braxton Ashcraft, not going to lie. Right-handed pitcher Po Yu Chen was promoted to AAA Indy on Monday, while right-handed pitcher Bo Burrows. This is a name that not a lot of people probably remember. He was a 2015 first-round pick from the Tigers out of high school in Texas. He has 17 and 2/3 innings in the bigs, never really worked out. He signed with the Pirates on a minor league deal. Started in Bradenton, and they just promoted him to Greensboro. He's ramping up. So far, 7 games, 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA, 7 Ks, and 7 innings pitched, 0.71 whip. Could be a reliever down the road here. He's a little bit older, but I expect to see him continue to move up. Wednesday, Carlson Reed, his rehab assignment was moved to Bradenton from the complex. So we're going to see some Carlson Reed action here. This is a guy we forgot about. There's more arms. He started the season on the IL, and he's going to be back and probably with an affiliate. I expect to see him in Altoona eventually, because that's where he ended last year. West Virginia product, another arm in his system to be excited about.
Friday was his first year as a starter.
Yes, he was a reliever in West Virginia, correct. And his stuff looked good, man. He pitched really well. The results were there.
Absolutely.
So Friday we had Michael Escoto. He's one of the remaining guys in the Tyon return, I believe. He was promoted from Greensboro to Altoona, just killing it in Greensboro. He was there all last year, 324 average. He's in Altoona now. And also left-handed pitcher Reynald Navarro was named the Florida Complex League Pitcher of the Week, 4 innings, no earned, 8 Ks. He's looked really good with down in the backfields at Pirate City. That's the headlines we have this week, man. A lot happening, some promotions. Not really any bad news, to be honest with you.
No, it's pretty good down on the farm. Connor Griffin continues to tear it up, man. The power is there. Remember the first time we talked to him, he was disappointed in his power numbers in high school. He felt like he had a lot more to give there and improved it immediately in his first year of professional baseball, which is nuts to say, like, hey, I'm not happy with my power numbers in high school, and then we're going to go to professional baseball and start hitting the cover off the ball. And then Bubba Chandler has been killing it too, which begs the question, and we get it all the time. When is that move going to happen. I originally thought it could have been this upcoming weekend against the Phillies, but then they moved Mike Burrows to Wednesday. So if anything, it could be Sunday. But again, what else do we have to do here for Bubba to join the big league club? And I know the pitching staff hasn't been the problem.
Yeah.
Burrows could be a lot better as a starter. I know they're trying to give him an opportunity here, but why continue to go with Burrows when you have Chandler ready?
I don't really get it, man. There's not really an explanation. We've seen some promotions that are a result of Ross manipulation. Jack Caglianone was just called up by the Royals. They also badly need bats right now. Yeah. So he's definitely that was definitely a result of manipulation, but also a need. Pirates don't necessarily need a starting pitcher, but like he's major league ready and he's the top pitching prospect in baseball. You make space for a guy like that. Right. And I don't know, when people ask me, where's Bubba Chandler? I don't know what to tell them. Like I don't understand it either. It's mind blowing as an organization. You'd think you want to build morale amongst the team, amongst the prospects, amongst your future. And they're doing kind of the opposite here. Yeah.
You want guys to believe when they play well, good things will happen, right? Yep. At any level, whether it's complex to low A, from low A to high A to double A, and so on. You play well, you get promoted, you try and make your way to the big leagues. He has nowhere else to go, and he's still playing at the highest level. And how does that look for other guys on the team, right? Who see a guy like that succeeding the way he is and still not getting the call. It's bad for business, man. It really is. And I'm fingers crossed they make something work soon enough. But the longer you wait, I think what you mentioned, morale gets way worse. And you have, for the millionth time, a chance to change the narrative and get your best players on the big layup, man. Yeah. And we talk about reinforcements with Nick Gonzalez coming, and you got Horwitz back, Endy's back. Hopefully Henry, continues to make improvements and strides. But you got two guys, Nick Gonzalez and Bubba Chandler, who eventually are going to be here, and we continue to make this lineup and this roster look a little bit different day by day. Just do it now. Just figure it out. I know it's been a little bit better under Don Kelly, but the farm looks good right now, all things considered. Yeah.
Some guys are emerging with the bat. We've got some other arms emerging as well. There are some promising pieces to this system, and then there's going to be more coming in July. Granted that we have the draft there's going to be prospects regardless if we have the draft we want or not, but we're just going to add to it. So Adam, why don't you take us into Indianapolis this week? They were in at home against the Brewers AAA affiliate.
Yes, the Nashville Sound. Indianapolis currently sits at 31-24. Just some quick highlights for the week. Billy Cook, 7 for 23 with 2 runs, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and 12 strikeouts. Nick York, 6 for 16. 1 run, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, 3 Ks, 2 stolen bases. And then Nicky G has started to get hot a little bit in his rehab assignment. 7 for 22, 3 runs with a triple RBI and only 5 strikeouts. Monday, Po Yu Chen, 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. That was his debut in AAA, correct?
Yes. That was
very good start. And now he's down in Altoona again.
Well, yeah, he pitched the Sunday game in Altoona, which I didn't see any news about him being demoted. I don't know if he was just covering. They needed a starter, but yeah, he was in Altoona at the end of this weekend.
Awesome. And then speaking about reinforcements, Dauri Moreta, 4th hold on the year in AAA, 1 inning, no hits, 2 strikeouts. His ERA sits at 2.57. Wednesday, Thomas Harrington went 3 2/3, 9 hits, 9 earned, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and gave up a bomb. And then Moreta again, 1 inning, 2 hits. ERA is at 2.25. Thursday, Carmen Mlodzinski, 4 2/3, 3 hits, no earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Nicky G went 1 for 5 with a triple. And then Sawinski hit his 6th home run on the year in AAA. Friday, Bubba Chandler Day, 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. I'll read that again in case you didn't hear it. 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks. His ERA is at 2.03. If you don't know about ERA, that's earned run average. 2.03 is pretty good. Again, 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. So go to Nikki G, went 3 for 5, and York went 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Saturday, Hunter Barco is back. 3 innings, 1 hit, no earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's back. Moretta, 2/3 of an inning, no hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And then Sunday, Billy Cook, 2 for 4 with a double. And then Jack Sawinski hit his 7th home run in AAA. His average is at 253 right now. And that brings us to Altoona.
Adam, thanks for emphasizing the Bubba stats on Friday. I do want to say there still needs to be some work on that breaking ball. You don't see that in the stats there. So,
Right.
so
right,
just
yeah.
throw that out there. Altoona is home against the Portland Sea Dogs, AA affiliate to the Red Sox. Termar went 3 for 17 this week, averages at 255, had a double, a home run, 6 RBIs. Jack Brandan, we posted our Notre Dame blind ranking with him today. 5 for 19, a triple, 3 RBIs. He's at 241. Mitch Jebb had a slower week, 3 for 21, an RBI, 3 walks, and a stolen base. He's at 291. Tuesday, Sean Sullivan continued his scoreless streak. He's at 2 innings, no hits, and 2 Ks in relief on Tuesday. Alessandro Urcolani pitched game 1 of a doubleheader on Thursday after a rain out on Wednesday. He went 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, no walks, 1 K. Thursday, Garrett McMillan had his first true test in game 2 of the doubleheader. 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks. He had a 4.26 ERA after this one. Nick Samillo had a big week. He had like 3 home runs this week for Altoona. He went 2 for 4 with his 3rd home run of the season, 2 RBIs. Jack Brandan went 2 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. He's at 244 at the end of this doubleheader. Friday, Wilbur Dotel, an arm that we've talked about ad nauseum. 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 3.65 ERA. Termar went 1 for 2 with a double and 2 RBIs, and Jack Brandan went 1 for 3 with a triple and an RBI. That takes us into Saturday, where Nick Samillo stayed hot, went 2 for 3 with his 4th homer, 5 RBIs. That was his 3rd homer of the week. And Sunday, Po Yu Chen, we mentioned he was back in Altoona, went 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned, 1 walk, 1 K, gave up 3 home runs. Termar went 1 for 3 with his 6th homer of the year and 2 RBIs. His average ended at 255 for the week, like I mentioned before. I think that home run you posted that on our Twitter. It was a shot.
Pumped up too.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun to watch. But take us into Greensboro, Adam.
Yeah, versus the Bowling Green Hot Rods, the high A affiliate for the Tampa Bay Rays. Greensboro right now is 34-16. As Merlin Valdez on the week, 6 for 19, 2 runs with a home run, 1 RBI, a walk, and 5 Ks. Lonnie White Jr., 2 for 13 with a home run. Javier Rivas, 5 for 18, 3 runs with a double, RBI, walk, and only 3 strikeouts. And then Omar Alfonso, 4 for 19 with 2 runs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, a walk, and 5 Ks. That brings us to Wednesday. The recently promoted Escoto, 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, 6 on the year, 3 RBIs with a stolen base, his 18th stolen base. His average is at 324. Lonnie White Jr. hit his 8th on the year. And then Thursday, our guy Antoine Kelly, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. And then as Merlin Valdez hit his 15th home run on the season. Friday, another friend of the
crazy
pod.
Bro.
Yeah, crazy Valdez. Yeah. Christian Curtis, another friend of the pod, 4 1/3, 1 hit, 1 earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Again, every time we talk about it, the ERA keeps dipping for him. He looks like he's getting more and more comfortable on a week-to-week basis. Omar Alfonso hit his 5th on the year on Friday. Saturday, Alfonso hit his 6th on the year, had 2 RBIs. And then Sunday, Rivas went 2 for 3 with a double.
Murph was on NS9 recently. He was talking about Christian Curtis really figuring it out, and you can tell that he's adapting to each level. Don't look at the ERA; just watch him pitch. And he had a couple, bad starts to begin the season, but man, he's looked good the last 3 or 4 starts, and I'm excited for Christian, man. Friend of the show, he's been on here twice. But let's go into Bradenton. Connor Griffin stayed hot, 7 for 21, a double, a triple, 2 RBIs, 7 walks, 2 Ks, 7 stolen bases. I mean, the stuff he's doing in Brandan is just absurd. He's at a 310 average right now. Jordy Severino is a guy who's kind of taken a dip. 1 for 23 this week, has had a rough start to the season. He had a triple, 2 RBIs, but 9 Ks. It averages at 186. Yordani De Los Santos, 4 for 22, a double, an RBI, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases. He's at 228. And Axiel Plaz, 5 for 23, a home run, 4 RBIs. He's at 275. Tuesday, Carlos Castillo. This is a super deep guy to watch. I've mentioned him before. He's only 19 and he's learning how to pitch, but it's just about getting those innings in right now, man. Every game, you got to look at the stat line with a grain of salt. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Really young for this level. Really young. Connor Griffin went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and his 19th stolen base on the year. Wednesday, David Matoma, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks. While Will Taylor, who had one hell of a week, 2 for 5 with his first home run of the year, 2 RBIs and a stolen base. Connor Griffin went 2 for 4 with a double and his 20th stolen base on May 28th of his first season in pro ball. Pretty impressive. Thursday, 1 for 5, Connor Griffin with his 21st stolen base. So this is 1 of 7 this week. Taylor went 2 for 4 at that average above 300. Friday, they ended up playing the Lakeland Flying Tigers after playing in Fort Myers. They went back home and played a weekend series at home against the Tigers, low A affiliate. Will Taylor went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Then game 1 on Saturday of this doubleheader was a makeup from 5-11, actually. That game was rained out in Lakeland. Matoma went one inning, no hits. The ERA lowered to 4.20, while Axiel Plaz hit his 8th homer of the year, 3 RBIs. I'm pretty sure he's only 19 as well. So got some young guys in this lineup that are really, really exciting. Game 2 on Saturday, Griffin went 3 for 4 with a triple, 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. That's up to 23 on the year. While Taylor went 2 for 4 with his 2nd homer, 2 RBIs, averaged up to 333. Derek Berg, friend of the show, 2 for 3 was his 3rd homer and an RBI. While Braylon Bishop went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and his 12th stolen base. Sunday, Carlson Reed made that first appearance with Bradenton. 2 2/3, 1 hit, no earned, 1 walk, 2 Ks. Expect to see him continue moving up. Maybe another appearance in Bradenton. Carlos Castillo, another outing, 2 innings, no hits, 2 Ks. Connor Griffin went 0 for 2, but 3 walks and 2 stolen bases. So he's at 25 to end the week. And Will Taylor went 2 for 4 with a double. That average ended at 341 to finish the week.
So much speed.
That lineup is stupid, man. I don't care what their record is. I think they're like 3 games under 500, but like they've got that lineup is exciting. That's a team. That's one of the most fun teams to watch in this system for sure.
100%. Well, let's go to our minor league player of the week, and we'll stick with the Bradenton Marauders, and it's none other than Will Taylor, who would love to have him on the show, man, because this is a guy right when they drafted him I was fascinated with. I like these two-sport athletes, especially the ones out of Clemson. They seem to be hidden for us. So Taylor on the week, 12 for 26, 5 runs, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 2 bags taken. Awesome week from Taylor. A lot of other good candidates here, but I believe this is his first minor league player of the week for us, and hopefully many more.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Cimello had a big week in Altoona. We had some other guys that had big weeks, but Will Taylor was hard to ignore, man. Exciting prospect, and if that back gets going, he's going to move quickly. He's a college guy out of Clemson. I expect to see him in Greensboro sooner rather than later.
Of course. So let's take a break right there, and then we will be back with Greensboro Grasshoppers pitcher Brandan Bidois. Now joining us on Bucko Banter is current Greensboro Grasshoppers pitcher Brandan Bidois. Brandan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Brandon, welcome on, man. Got to start with your roots first. Let's get right into it. How did you first get into baseball growing up in Australia?
Brother played. Obviously, he's a bit older than me. I think he's got me by about 10 years or so. I grew up around the game and fell in love. And then next thing you know, I've been playing for the last 21 or 22 years.
What was the interest that the Pirates showed to you? How did that all come about, playing in Australia, then coming over to the States?
Uh, I mean, it's a little bit different to you guys over here, but through like international tournaments, like national tournaments, you kind of just send their guys over and it all kind of goes from there. I was fortunate enough, I went to the Under 18 World Cup in 2019. That was in South Korea, had a pretty good tournament. And then kind of just showed some interest from there. I was committed to a junior college in Missouri. And then actually the night before I was supposed to leave, I actually ended up signing, thankfully. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind experience.
Nice, nice. Were there any particular players like in the MLB or maybe Australian players that you looked up to growing up?
Definitely guys like Grant Balfour. I kind of model my game around him, like being that late inning reliever type of role, high energy, like, bulldog on the mound. So yeah, definitely Grant Balfour.
Love that. Love that. Well, last year, I want to get started with this. You got some time in the Arizona Fall League. Talk about that experience going out there with some of the game's top prospects. I know Christian was out there, Termar was out there, Sammy Ciani, and you capped off all the Pirates prospects. But what was that like, getting to compete against some of the league's best?
It was sick. It kind of brings out the best in you. You know, you're going against like every organization's top prospects. So you either bring it or you don't, and it kind of just lights the fire inside, knowing that you've really got to be putting in the work and just being around those kinds of guys who are at the higher end of the game. It definitely brings the best out of yourself, and that's really all you can do. But I mean, the experience there was great. They looked after you really well. Definitely thankful for the opportunity. I didn't think I was going to get it, but luckily got myself in there.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's been your biggest focus development-wise since joining the Pirates organization over the past few years?
I think every year it is a bit of the same story. I have the stuff. It's just staying on the field that's been the biggest problem for me. So this season, I mean, I came into the year, I stayed in the US over the off season. Was thankful enough to do that. So just coming into the year, I just, had the same plan of going out there and dominating, but just doing my best to stay on the field. But yeah, it's just being on the field is honestly the biggest challenge in baseball, I think, for myself.
Was there anything that changed in your day-to-day routine, especially in the off season, that helped you potentially stay healthy throughout the year or build up more stamina?
Just being more precise in the work that I do. I think uh, over the course of from when I signed to now, it's been definitely like a massive learning experience. I came in as an 18-year-old baseballer who hadn't had a lot of innings on my arm. I was still learning how to pitch while also like learning my body. And then I think over the last like maybe 18 months or so, I've really developed a nice routine that's like tailored specifically. Like I'd say I'm pretty much at my end of growth. So it's been a lot easier for me to manage myself in that role.
Brandon, for the listeners that might not know you as well, how would you describe your pitching style and what pitches are in your arsenal right now? You don't have to give away all your secrets, but just a brief description of how you are as a pitcher.
Uh to be honest, like I'm just high energy. I'm here, like you see me on the mound, and I'm trying to bulldoze the guys over in the batter's box. I keep it super simple. I got like a little cutter slider. They call it like a slutter, mix of both, and just heavy fastball usage. Like I think this season alone, I think maybe like low 70% heater, and I use that to my advantage. Like so. I mean, yeah, I'm a bulldog on the mound. Like I go in there high energy. I'm ready to kill. So
Do you
it's
feel
been
that with that adrenaline in the shorter stints, you feel like your fastball plays up? That's why you go to it more often?
yeah, definitely. I'm like I just, for me, like my fastball, good vert, it kind of plays up in the zone, plays down in the zone. Like I'm getting a lot of takes on it and just a lot of swing and miss. So for them, like they've got to get on top of my heater, and then that's when we're just mixing in the off speed, and it really feels like they got no chance. So it's been good.
Was there anything that the Pirates provide you in the offseason or specific coaches that you work on regarding either pitch shape or just developing different things on the mound?
Not too much this off season. So previously, I've been throwing the curveball as well to kind of complement the heater up in the top of the zone.
Right.
But we've had to eliminate that pitch. It was just causing too much stress on my arm, and moving forward, like have to stay in the field. So that's probably been the only change. But yeah, a lot of the work I'm doing is just arm strength, arm health, all that kind of stuff.
I feel like you may have answered this already, but do you approach like closing and high leverage situations differently? It seems like you handle those well. Like it seems like you're built for it.
I mean, I love it. I couldn't think of myself doing anything else. Obviously, like getting to the big leagues is the main thing, and any way I can help the team, I'd obviously be happy to do. But like, I feel like I thrive in those pressure situations. I'm already high energy. Like you put me in a game, we're down 10-0 or up 1 run in the ninth, and I need like 3 outs to save the game. I'm gonna come in the exact same way. I'm just gonna blow some heaters by some guys and see what happens.
Is there a noticeable difference like that you recognize this year? I mean, just for our listeners, you got a 0 ERA right now and 14 2/3, 17 Ks, 0.89 whip. So guys aren't even getting on base.
Is that good?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, not quite sure, but like obviously the stat line speaks for itself. But like mentally speaking, like is that something that you also recognize that something's working, so we're just sticking with it?
To be honest, I've just been doing my best to keep it simple. Last season, I was overthinking things a lot, trying to do too much. This year, I came in with just I know my stuff's good. It's just if I'm in zone, like they're gonna have trouble. So just yeah, I'm keeping it simple. As soon as the ball leaves my hand, I know whatever happens is gonna happen, and better or not, it's gonna be in my favor. So just keeping it simple.
I know relievers can be kind of quirky. Like, are there any pre-game routines or mental cues that you utilize to keep you locked in?
Not really.
Superstitions,
Like
maybe?
to be honest, I'll tell my catchers to stay through. Like I just keep me through them. Every time I throw a pitch, like my eyes are locked on their mask, and I'm trying to take their head off. So
Yeah,
I
just
love
keep it
that.
simple like that for sure.
That's going on a quote card for sure.
yeah.
Better
Anything that
better than the hitters.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Anything that you've brought over from Australia, whether it just be like a style of play or slang or any thing just about you that you've tried to spread throughout your teammates.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I get my care packages from the family, so I'm always having some Aussie snacks around the clubhouse.
Some
I don't know
Vegemite.
about willingly, but I do share them with some of the boys.
What is the spread? We had Robinson Smith on before, and he talked. What's that spread called?
Vegemite, right?
Vegemite. Yeah,
Yeah. Do
Vegemite.
you like it? Do
Oh,
you get?
I have it in my locker.
Oh
So every
man.
day before the game, I'll make a little Vegemite sandwich.
Oh,
Nice. So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
love that. Love that. What are your favorite non-baseball things to do in the U.S.? It looks like possibly golf.
yeah, I mean, I'm still new to golfing. I only bought my golf set last season. But I mean, in the US, like big beach guy. Obviously, being in North Carolina, it's a bit difficult. I'm 4 hours away from a beach.
Right.
But yeah, nah, I keep myself busy, like going out with the boys and just having a good time and being outdoors in some capacity for sure. But I mean, the season takes up so much of your time. It's kind of hard to kind of have a life away from the field.
Right. Right. You mentioned Grant Balfour or earlier, and obviously electric coming out of the pen. Everybody can recall the walkout music. So my question to you is, what's the walkout music this year?
Uh, Bit of unconventional. I was trying to go for something a little bit more Aussie, but ended up landing with All of the Lights by Kanye West.
Ooh.
Kind of gets me going, so
That's a
Nice.
good one. Love
Yeah.
that.
Very good.
Brandon, we usually end these interviews with asking the guys if there's anyone at the level on your team, so specifically with the Grasshoppers right now, that has wowed you while you've been there. You can say anyone, a position player, a pitcher, but who has stood out to you as a teammate?
As a teammate or a player?
A player, Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna say Connor Delgado. He
Okay.
has been an absolute dog for us. Every time if we need a scrappy at bat, we need a pump, we need a double. The guy just gets it done. Even in the field, like he's still young, so I think like he definitely has some like learning to do. But like as a player, he's just if you need something done, that's the guy to call for 100%.
You guys got a ton of bats in that lineup.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll go down 4-0 in the second or third, and we know like by the end of the game we're gonna be up 7-4. Like it's just the
Right.
way it is.
Yeah.
Especially playing in Greensboro, like you give up a free base, and next thing you know, you give up a 2-run pump. You have that happen 3 times in a game, and it's like game on. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, well, that is actually one question. How is pitching in Greensboro? Because you always hear stories about how it's not like a very pitcher friendly park. Is that ever come to
Not at
mind, or
all.
kind of just like go out there and just deal?
I mean, it definitely is in the back of your head. Being somebody like me who has like that high vert, I'm obviously going to supply the power. They just kind of got on top of the ball. But yeah, definitely in the back of your mind, if they get you, they're going to get you. Like we've had balls go out this year at 85 miles an hour. So
Oh, geez, oh
it's
man.
it can be tough, but yeah, just playing to the field. Like it can't change who you are as a pitcher. I'm obviously going to go in there and I'm gonna attack the guy. So yeah.
Absolutely. Love that. Well, Brandon, it was a pleasure having you on. We were just in Altoona. We're trying to get to all the affiliates. So if we're down in Greensboro, we'll let you know. But best of luck for the rest of the season. And thanks for joining us today, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates and it